Hey there. In this video, we are going to talk about 0 to 1 path on how to get internship in tier 1 companies like Google, Microsoft, Facebook, Apple, etc. So this video is created over my experience of many years seeing best practices among students to get internship in such companies. Okay, so let's begin. So let's first define which companies fall in tier 1 category. They are like Amazon, Facebook, Google, Twitter, PayPal, Microsoft, LinkedIn, DirectTime, Goldman Sachs, Oracle, Adobe, BNY Mellon. All these companies are selected on the basis of their hiring in last 6 months. So none of the companies like they don't offer openings. So all of these companies offer openings for interns for students in India. So mostly these openings are offered in third year. So apart from that, we can also look at some top startups which offer around stipend of 40 to 50,000 per month. So we have also categorized them in tier 1 only. Okay, so it's like Flipkart, Paytm, Postman, Ola, Zomato, Byju's, Oyo, Unacademy, Cred, Urban Company, and many other companies will fall in this category. So hiring for these companies is very open. They just post application on their career website and any student can apply to their website. So it doesn't matter which college you are from, you have to be just in your third year, and openings usually come in August, September, or October, this time of your fifth semester. Okay, so let's look at different stages of your preparation. So first step is to learn coding and do competitive programming. See, coding is the common way that they employ to evaluate candidates. First, you have to go through coding in written. Then you have to followed by 3 to 4 rounds of interview. In each round, you will be asked questions of varying difficulty level. In Amazon, you can expect easier question, relatively simple question of DSC will be asked. But if you go for Microsoft or PayPal, the difficulty level will be much higher to the level of div 2 div 3 of code forces. So you have to do competitive programming if you are aiming for a company in tier 1. But if you are not interested in tier 1 company, coding is not necessary. There are different criteria, so we will also talk about that. Second steps is to make projects. So first step is like you have to fill the form and upload your resume. So they will evaluate different resume and shortlist people. So what are the things they look at is like some practical experience the student have or not. So this will help you in getting shortlisted. Okay, next is building a professional profile. This will again help you in getting shortlisted because lakhs of students apply for handful of openings. Okay, so it's very competitive. You have to stage 4, you have to invest time in networking. We'll talk about more what it's mean and some of the additional tactics or tips you can apply. After doing all these stages, you can just keep on applying and openings as much as you find. Okay, so let's talk about the stage 1. Learn coding and do competitive programming. So what does it come? So first step is to learn data structures and algorithms. I hope you are aware what it is, and we have also created a separate video on 0 to 1 path in how to study DSA. You can go and watch that video. Then you have to study DSA. You can prefer GFG, Geeks for Geeks, or some YouTube channels like My Code School, etc. Okay, you can study from that, study up to tree and maps and some form of graphs as well, and some important algorithms like greedy, dynamic programming, and other algorithms. Then practice on GFG and HackerRank. These are the beginner platforms. When you get good at HackerRank, then you can just move on to LeetCode. You will find very targeted questions company wise on LeetCode, which will help you in your preparation. Okay, so once you solve at least 200 300 data structure algorithms question, you practice almost all the theory, then you can start participating in coding competition. It's not necessary you do first DSA. You can also start directly in coding competition because initial questions you will find are from strings and arrays only. Most of the question will be solved using that only. So it's not a mandatory condition to do practice DSA and then coding. You can also do it simultaneously in parallel, like you have started DSA. At the same time you are also participating in coding competitions with increasing level of difficulty. So the platform you can start from is CodeShift. This is where competitive programming is start. HackerRank, LeetCode, GFG is not considered to be CP. These are just normal DSA or coding. Okay, CodeChef is the first platform. Then you go to code forces. You can optionally do HackerEarth, but these two are mandatory, CodeChef and code forces. There is a star system on CodeChef, which is 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, and rating, which is mandatory to get selected in the evaluation round of different companies. A lot of company directly ask, give us your profile on CodeChef, what is your rating. So it's very mandatory to solve at least 100 and 150 questions on CodeChef. Similarly, in code forces, there is a system of specialist, expert, beginner, candidate, master candidate. These kind of categories are there. So it's very recognized. If you have this in your resume, it increases your chance of getting shortlisted. So it's like if you have 5 star in CodeChef and around expert in code forces, so it's a very high chances your resume will get selected. It's not a guarantee, but it's more likely to get selected than students who don't have these. Okay, so solve 100 to 150 questions on CodeChef. Participate in at least 5 to 7 contests on Code Forces and CodeChef as well. You can also participate in company-wise contests like Google, Kickstart, CodeGem, and there are a lot of other companies which are organizing. There is a globally renowned, recognized ACM ICPC contest. Its value is also very much highly. Okay, so solve at least 100, or you can at least solve 250 to 300 questions on code forces and CodeChef, and 200 and 250 on basic coding on DSA as well. Okay, you can also participate in coding events of triple IT, NITs, and IITs. Okay, so this will give you a lot of recognition in the community, and you can add in your resume as well. So all of these 4 steps are enough for you to do good coding. So what is the criteria should be? You become either 4 or 5 star on CodeChef, you become specialist on or expert on code forces. So that should be the criteria. You also participate in Kickstart. It happened 8 times in a year. After 2 3 months it happened. You can just go on the check on the website. If you get a rank under 100 or 150, you will definitely get a call for an interview in Google only. Okay, so keep trying on Google Kickstart. Its rank has a lot of value, so try to score a better rank there. So next step is make projects. So first criteria companies look for: software developer, software engineer, intern profile is coding. You have done in the stage 1. Next is to make some projects, make good quality, diverse, like not just simple book management or classroom management or calculator or simple application. Make complex projects which solve some real life world application. For example, COVID tracker app you can make. You can make food ordering. It's very common, but you can look out different kind of things. And nowadays it's also become almost very common or mandatory to contribute to open source. It's not mandatory, but it will definitely add more chances for your selection if you contribute to open source on GitHub. There are specific videos that you can look at and how to contribute, because a lot of companies ask for your GitHub profile as well. Above 2 points are almost mandatory if you are applying for a profile of data science, Android developer, or web developer. Only in the case of backend developer, you are not expected to provide your projects, but in the case of Android, companies directly ask if you have 2 live apps, then only apply, 3 apps, 2 websites. So these kind of things are going to be expected out of you. So if you are looking for either of these 3 profiles, then you must make complex project. If you are just looking for a plain backend role, like whatever you have to do in a company, you are okay with it, then you can just go with coding and any generic project. They may ask links for live projects, so you host it properly on GitHub or on Google Drive, some live link, etc. Okay, and add the link in your resume. So first step is to do coding and projects. So this will help you in getting selected, shortlisted projects and coding will again help you in getting evaluated. Now this is an additional step. Like, these companies have lakhs of applicants, so how do they evaluate among candidates? Like, all, like for example, if Google is hiring 50 candidates, they don't need all of them to work on their technical projects, because they don't have that much workload that they need to give to the interns. Most of the time they hire for the goodwill in the community, so that more students get to know them. They will post good things about them on internet, swags which are given by them. So it's also a PR strategy for companies to hire interns. So if you have a good professional profile, if you are popular in your college, in your community, then it's highly likely that you will get selected. As you can also see on LinkedIn, etc., you will see people who have worked on Google and Microsoft, they have huge following, 1000, 5000, 7000 connections. Their posts get 200, 250 likes. So these kind of people also get selected. So if you invest time in making a solid LinkedIn profile with authentic detail info, okay, so it will be a good help. Most of the company ask your profile URL in the application form itself. Okay, so I don't need to stress more on the necessity of making a LinkedIn profile. It's not a mandatory condition, to be very clear, but it will be good if you have it. And we have talked about GitHub. So it is again part of your developer profile. If you have a good GitHub, uh, some criteria, you must at least 10 to 15 repository, like you have created 5 of your own, 5 you have contributed. So it's a good profile if you have 10 to 15 different repositories on your profile. Okay, and coding profile like expert on code forces, 4 5 star on codeshift, this will add more value. You can add this line on your bio of your LinkedIn profile, or the headline or tagline. Okay, also creating a professional resume with info in a compact form is also a necessity. We have created a separate video, 0 to 1 path, on how to make a professional resume. You can go and check that as well, but most of the things will apply the same. I try to keep it within one page only. Even if you make 2 page, it's not going to harm you, but it should be compact. Don't add irrelevant things like I did this in my school, did that. Only tell things which is relevant, that is projects, your coding profiles, any contest you have won, any other achievements. You can also talk about your hobby, like you're a singer, dancer, or guitar playing. So that's also good, because interviews get something to talk about apart from technical things. Okay, but don't add anything trivial that you have done in your school, some captain or monitor, something like that. So that's very childish. Okay, so I hope it's quite clear. LinkedIn profile, GitHub profile, coding profile, and resume are the 4 aspects of building your professional profile. So next step is getting invest time in networking. As I have said multiple times, again and again, that these companies get lakhs of applications. They also have separate openings, or they prefer candidates referred by the employees of their companies. You must have heard how to you must get referral and etc. So this is the half part of why invest time in networking. Second part is also to make yourself a better professional. If you interact with professional experienced people, then only you will know how to work in a company or in a corporate setting. So, okay, so how to do that? Find relevant people of your interest. You can find on LinkedIn, you can find on GitHub, you can coding platforms. There are a lot of comment and discussion forum. You can connect people with their share contact details, make groups on WhatsApp. So all these kinds of things you can do. Easiest is to find on LinkedIn. Okay, must connect with people from tier 1 companies. Okay, so a lot of people are there from Microsoft, Google, which are actively posting content. So you can comment on their profiles, engage with them and add them. Okay, so first you can go and see if someone from your own college is there. So that person will definitely give you a priority. If it is not, then you can just normally interact with people. Okay, so first step is to not, you don't expect directly sir, give me a referral. Okay, so first you have to establish trust. You have to convince the other person that you are an exciting person and you deserve their referral. Okay, so what you have to do, you can just simply, if they have commented about like what is the need of college in life, the guy has posted that on LinkedIn, let's say for example. So comment something, your opinion. Okay, then they post something other, then comment something else, then go and personally message them like, sir, I'm making this project, please guide me which technologies I should pursue or prefer. So these kind of question, and engage them in a conversation and establish trust. So once you get established a month or 2 months, then you can ask them for a referral. It's not a big thing. Every employee gets 4 to 5 students to refer for any opening. Okay, you can additionally connect with tier 1 college students like IITs, NITs. So these guys have more access to various activities that they conduct in their campuses. So you can also stay aware of what's happening, like what's new events happening, what new company is hiring. So this is also another way. So it's very important. It's not that necessary. You can directly also apply on the company's website. So networking is not a mandatory, but it will just add more chances of you getting selected. Next is stage 5. These are some additional tactics that I have seen students apply over a period of time. Like Mostly these companies hire you in your third year. Very rarely company hire you in your second year. So in your first year or second year, you can do internship in some lesser known companies. You can find out Internshala, Internbit, or there's lots of intern websites where you can some angel.co and apply to some lesser known companies. So that will help you in getting selected. GSOC, Google Summer of Code, it's also a very important open source come internship come project which is conducted by Google, and many companies across the company hire student via it. So it's very recognizable. Your resume will stand apart. You will definitely get an interview call in these companies if you get selected in GSOC and then apply. Okay, so there's a separate video on that GSOC. You can watch that as well. Next is make out of the box application for internship in a specific company. For example, I know a guy who was applying for Flipkart. So he created his resume in a form of a product page. Like, this is my photo, this is my name, and this is the amount I am seeking, price like 50,000, add to cart if you want to hire me. Okay, so one guy was applying to Airbnb. So they created a whole website detailing the strategy, what should Airbnb follow and for the role that that person was looking for. So these kind of out of the box strategies you can also use. And the last thing is be persistent. It's not going to happen in one company or two company. You might have to apply 3 to 4 companies and apply multiple times. So lots of openings come regardless of which college you are, tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. So keep trying. Okay, so these are the 5 stages. Learn coding, do competitive programming. Okay, this is the mandatory stage. Okay, I have not known anyone who got selected in these companies without coding. Second is optional, but 50-50% needed, like you have to make projects to get shortlisted. Okay, third is building a professional profile. It is 25% necessary because a lot of students get selected without this as well, but it is only going to add more chances. Stage 4 is time in networking. This is optional, but if you get a referral, it will improve your chances. Additional taxes, these are also optional, but it will surely go a long way in getting you selected. So how to apply? That's the normal question anyone will ask. Like, lots of openings come on LinkedIn, coding platform like HackerEarth, etc. They also post lots of contest and opening. So you have to stay active on these platforms. You can also join communities like Twowaits. We have this groups for latest update and authentic info. Internships for XYZ college, you can join any link. One link is also provided in the description. You can join that group. Constantly looking for openings on career section, that's quite difficult, but you have to do the churn, you have to do the effort. Okay, but if you join our group, you won't have to do, just stay active in there. We have posted internship like 30 plus internships in tier 1 companies, for companies which are offering 50,000 and more stipend for month in this semester only, and we expect to share a lot in upcoming semester. Openings will definitely come, just be ready to make best of it when it comes. So I've already told you, it doesn't matter which college you are from, tier 1, 2, 3, you all can apply. You just have to have a good coding profile, good project, professional profile, networking optional, tactics options. Okay, so the path is open for anyone. If you have any questions, you can ask in comments or email me here. I hope this video helped you. Let us know the feedback in the